Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Godwin. I work at a pediatric emergency unit. It's a major hospital in my country. And the goal of this channel is simple: to help parents help their children live longer and healthier lives. The inspiration behind this channel is because I go to work every day and I see parents bring in their wards with conditions that could have been preventable, and sometimes they even die on the way to the hospital. Yesterday, there was a case where parents brought in a 9-month-old baby to the hospital, to the emergency unit, and the baby stopped breathing on the way to the hospital. Apparently, the baby had aspirated on breakfast. And this wouldn't have happened if the mother knew what to do. This was a first-time mother who had never really had kids. This was her first baby, and unfortunately that was what happened. Everyone's day was spoilt after that. So this channel was basically set up out of a frustration of seeing kids die, preventable deaths, and I hope it helps a lot of us here. So if you find this content helpful or beneficial to you, you can leave a thumbs up or subscribe to get more. So I'll be looking at 3 main causes of child mortality, and this is my own model, which I reference from the maternal mortality model. That's the concept behind, or the approach to conceptualizing maternal mortality, the causes behind or causes of maternal mortality. And 1, that is delay in recognizing the need for medical attention. 2, delay in reaching a medical facility. And 3, delay in receiving prompt attention. And I believe the most important of these 3 is the first one, that's delay in recognizing the need for medical attention. And I believe that's what happens all the time, where parents do not recognize the need for medical attention, and their children have symptoms and they stay at home for so long, and by the time they get to the hospital, it's almost too late to salvage the situation. So, and I believe mostly these come from illiteracy or ignorance about certain childhood emergencies. That is, if the parents were well aware or well informed about these childhood emergencies, most of these deaths would have been prevented, or most of these complications would have been prevented. From my part of the world, one major condition that really affects children, for instance, is malaria. And people don't realize how severe malaria can be until their children become unconscious or comatose. Then they rush them to the hospital, and all of a sudden they want the doctors to perform a miracle. They don't understand that it will take time. Mostly the kids recover. However, if the child had received prompt attention when the child started having the fever and other symptoms, obviously wouldn't have reached that stage. Still on the subject of malaria, one other complication of malaria, for instance, is injury to the kidneys. And injury to the kidneys, once it becomes intrinsic, or once the kidneys are really damaged, at that point there's not much that can be done for the child, especially from my part of the world, except for dialysis. So these are things that can be prevented, and this is why the channel was set up. So on this channel, we'll be talking about childhood emergencies. We'll be going through, discussing them, breaking them down in an easy to understand manner. And we'll be talking about certain do's and don'ts. We'll be giving tips to parents on certain do's and don'ts that you should or shouldn't do when the child starts having symptoms. And we'll also be talking about certain complications of certain conditions. There are also very common conditions, especially among blacks, like sickle cell disease and other conditions that I'll be talking about, exposing them so that parents understand what's going on with their wards. Alright, so if you find this content beneficial to you, you might want to leave a comment, a like, or subscribe to the channel for more. I'm sure we'll have fun on this journey. Thank you very much, and see you on the next episode.